Our first guest tonight is an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and Academy Award nominated actress. You know her best from her roles in Unfaithful, Under the Tuscan Sun, and Justice League. She's currently starring in the final season of House of Cards, which begins streaming in its entirety on Netflix this Friday. Let's take a look.
Whatever Francis promised or did is buried with him.
No, I know. We all need to let him go. Start from some kind of scratch. Though it must haunt you, the fact that he died next to you in bed.
Please welcome to the show, Diane Lane, everybody. So much. This is so nice of you. Oh, that's great. This is your I voted sticker?
Yes, and
Oh,
I wanted to ask you where I should put it.
I would go right there. I would go on the part that goes
daughter
up.
said so, too.
Yeah, there you go. So you've already.
I did.
That's great.
I'm psyched. I'm psyched.
I feel like that's the undiscovered country that everybody has to realize is you got to vote early.
Yes.
Because then you avoid the lines. It's such a
Yes.
better scene.
Yes.
And now get it out of the way. You have nothing
And
to
you
worry
have time
about.
to read all the propositions and measurements and have your say in the future.
Yes. All right. Great. Well, and also thank you for my cough drops.
They were handed to me. I'm not
They
a
were
sponsor,
handed to you?
but hey.
Okay, gotcha. So this is really cool that you are on the last season of House of Cards, but obviously
Yes.
this is a show that there was a lot of uncertainty as to what would going to happen moving forward based on things that happen outside the realm of the show.
Yeah, we had a little more zeitgeist than we
Yeah. Yes.
anticipated.
Yes.
You
You
get
always
your hair
want
caught in the
people-
machine. That's what I call that. When you suddenly become part of the hashtags and movements and
Yes.
headlines.
But maybe, yeah, right at the beginning of that, really. But what was when you showed up? Obviously, your first year was this year. What was the tone like when you arrived?
It was, it was interesting because for me, I didn't want to be an interloper. I mean, I'm a fan of the show, and to be allowed in, I had to cram and catch up, and it's sort of like being a kid on the first day of school in a new school. You just want to seamlessly sneak in and not draw too much attention to
Sure.
yourself, you know. But that was unavoidable because Robin and I were like two cobras hissing at each other whenever the camera was on. It was so much fun.
You also, one of your co-stars is Greg Kinnear. You guys play a brother and sister. And
I like you in puberty. This is adorable.
what's that?
Isn't it great?
Right? I mean, it's pretty sexy.
It's working.
Yeah. How
So
do I
Greg
keep
Kinnear
it? You know what? I do not want these. So you guys are sort of wealthy brother and sister.
Yes.
Who are trying to control politics. Very evocative of some people who are in the news. Was that a fun thing to play?
Well, power is fun,
Yeah.
especially for girls.
Sure. Yeah.
We know what to do with it.
No, I was.
I
that seems to be what will be the most interesting dynamic of this season. That was.
Yes, and I made a few jokes about voting for Robin for president. I mean, Claire frightens me, but Robin's great.
Yeah. Well, I want to
Yes.
ask this because you're also in Matthew Weiner's show, The Romanoffs.
All
You're
in 1
known-
week. 18
Yeah, I
months
know.
of my life in 1 week.
Yeah,
Amazing.
you are primarily known for film work, but it does seem in recent years a lot of film actors have found their way to television. Is it just the quality of the work?
Well, I think it's good to walk through the open doors, and there's
Sure.
a lot more opportunity in terms of the quality of writing and the diversity of experience that women are allowed to have on the small screen. And you know, it's nice to be invited, and such talented people. My gosh, I mean,
Yeah.
if you're going to start in television, go big. I mean,
I
I don't
agree.
even call it television because it's. Once Netflix introduced binging through House of Cards, it was a game changer for everybody. And so now with Matt Weiner's new show, The Romanoffs, it's appointment television again.
Yeah.
So we're going retro.
Oh, right, because
I
it is.
guess.
Yeah.
I mean, to go back to that, it's fun.
The episode of the Romanoffs episode you're in takes place in New York. You used to live here.
Yeah, I grew up here, born
you
and
grew
raised and
up here,
bred.
born and raised. How is
PS
it?
59.
PS 59.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, how has it changed? Like when you come back, are you blown away by how different it is?
Oh, yeah. My school is now a Whole Foods.
Wow.
My first kiss was in the produce section, I guess. Now, well, Yeah, New York has changed a lot. There's a book I wanted to get for you today because I knew I was going to want to mention this to you. There's a book by E.B. White called This is New York. Do you have it?
I don't know.
It's mandatory reading for us New Yorkers because New York betrays its most devoted, loyal lovers of the city because it can't help but change. It must change. And we all feel this book was written 70 years ago,
Yeah.
by the way, and it's very timeless and still true.
And it
the
changes
city,
quickly.
It must.
Yeah. So growing up
That's-
here on Halloween, I have to ask, what was, because I grew up in the suburbs. My parents would have to drive me
Oh.
in a car
You
from
had
house to
trees.
house. Yeah. But like trick-or-treating was a drag. 'Cause
Lucky,
you
that was
could-
the fantasy of every city kid.
Yeah, it really
we
is
would
not
just
that great.
go to the richest girl that we could find and be her friend for Halloween and say, can we go to your building for trick-or-treating?
Oh.
And we just go to the top floor and work our way down the stairwell and
See, that's so much more fun than what I had
come
to do.
out with 2 years worth of candy out of one building. It's
Yeah, it
great.
would take like 4 hours, and I would get like a Kit Kat.
You earned it.
I did. I earned it.
What was your favorite costume?
What was my favorite?
you
I
remember?
actually remember when I was really young, I said that I wanted to dress like a pile of trash.
That's different.
And my dad did this made me an excellent costume, and I still think to this day it's the best costume I have. Did you have a favorite?
Well, I got to have my revenge on my daughter when it was her turn. I got to make her the costume I always wanted, which was to be a mermaid.
Oh, wow.
Which is tricky because you have
Yeah.
to kind of waddle around.
Yeah.
You have to really be invested.
Yeah.
And,
what does it actually work? You just put the 2 feet out the
Make a
bottom and
little
see
hole
just
for your
like
feet, and
yeah.
the tail kind of.
It feels like you wanted her to get less candy. That feels like the plan.
I wanted to be able to keep up with her.
Yeah, just slow her down enough.
Speedy
Yeah.
McGee.